In 2020, a Google AI system detected breast cancer, with fewer false negatives and fewer false positives than experienced radiologists. The study was published in Nature. Nobody was fired, but somewhere in that hospital, a doctor looked at the results and realized her 20 years of training had just been outperformed in seconds. That moment is not the future. It already happened, and what comes next will change medicine, power, and what it means to be human in ways most people are not ready for. Right now, AI is quietly surpassing human doctors in task after task, reading X-rays, analyzing MRIs, detecting tumors, predicting strokes before symptoms appear, identifying genetic risks across entire populations. In 2023, Google's MedPilem2 scored at expert doctor level on U.S. medical licensing exams, not close to passing. Expert level, a machine that never attended medical school, never did residency. It simply consumed more medical knowledge in weeks than any human could absorb in a lifetime. And the reason AI keeps winning is brutally simple. A human doctor gets tired after 12 hours, loses concentration, misreads a scan at 3 a.m., forgets a rare condition they studied once years ago. AI does not get tired. It does not forget. It does not have bad days. It processes 1 million cases with the same precision on the first patient and the last. A doctor studies thousands of cases in a career. AI learns from hundreds of millions. Before breakfast, the most dangerous moment in medicine is not when AI becomes smarter than doctors. It is when patients start noticing. Because once AI understands your body better than you do, it stops being just a doctor. But that part comes later. Her name does not matter. But imagine a radiologist. She spent 4 years in medical school, 5 years in residency, 3 years in fellowship, 12 years of sacrifice, missed birthdays, ruined relationships, $300,000 in student debt, all to become one of the best at reading medical images. Last year, her hospital installed an AI screening system. It reads mammograms in 3 seconds. She takes 15 minutes. It flags abnormalities she sometimes misses. She now spends most of her day reviewing the AI's work, supervising the machine that replaced her expertise. She is still employed, but she knows her residence will not be. This is already happening in radiology departments across the world. Radiology is only the first domino. Basic diagnosis, routine prescriptions, lab result interpretation, standard patient evaluations. These are pattern recognition tasks, and pattern recognition is exactly what AI was built to destroy. For generations, medicine was considered untouchable. High income, high respect, impossible to automate. That certainty is cracking, not because doctors are failing, but because technology is evolving faster than any profession can adapt. The question is no longer whether AI will change medicine. It is how many doctors will still have a recognizable career in 15 years. Now imagine a hospital in 2040. You walk in, no receptionist greets you, no clipboard, no waiting room filled with coughing strangers. A sensor reads your vitals the moment you enter. AI has already pulled your medical history, cross-referenced your smartwatch data from the past 72 hours, compared your biomarkers against hundreds of millions of cases worldwide. By the time you sit down, it already knows what is wrong with you. Down the corridor, a surgical robot is operating on a patient. No shaking hands, no fatigue after the 6th hour, no adrenaline clouding judgment, just sub-millimeter precision, guided by an intelligence that has rehearsed this exact procedure on millions of virtual simulations. The lead surgeon is not in the room. She is monitoring from a screen next door, watching the robot perform cuts. Her hands could never be steady enough to make. Studies already show that AI-assisted surgical systems can significantly reduce post-operative complications. When the data becomes undeniable, society will face a question it has been avoiding. If machines consistently save more lives, do patients still have the right to demand a human surgeon? Or does choosing a human become a form of recklessness? Surgery is where people see the transformation, but the real violence happens somewhere quieter. The moment AI begins deciding who deserves treatment first. Imagine two patients need the same organ transplant. The AI calculates. Patient A, age 34, no comorbidities, 92% survival probability. Patient B, age 61, diabetes, prior heart failure, 31% survival probability. A human doctor would hesitate, feel the weight of the decision, lose sleep over it, carry the guilt for years. AI does not hesitate, calculates, and it moves on. No guilt, just optimization. Now scale that to an entire healthcare system. Every emergency room, every ICU, every transplant list. Algorithms quietly deciding whose life is statistically worth saving. People assume that intelligence means wisdom. It does not. An AI can optimize survival rates perfectly while building a society that no longer values the unmeasurable parts of being human: compassion, mercy, the irrational decision to fight for someone the numbers say should be abandoned. Once you hand moral decisions to algorithms, you do not just automate healthcare, you automate morality itself, and that cannot be reversed. Hospitals are just where this becomes visible first. The real infiltration is already inside your pocket, because medical AI does not just treat the body, it watches it. Your smartwatch already tracks your heart rate, your sleep cycles, your steps. Now imagine an AI system that monitors everything: your cortisol levels, your voice patterns for signs of depression, your emotional state before you understand it yourself. It does not wait for you to feel sick. It tells you before you notice. Your probability of clinical depression increased 14% this week. Your cardiac risk rose based on the last 30 days of sleep data. Your projected lifespan decreased by 2.3 years. First, this sounds like a miracle. Then it becomes a prison, because once you see the numbers, you cannot unsee them. People will slowly stop trusting their own instincts altogether, because every feeling will now compete against a prediction generated by a machine. Am I sad? Or does the AI say I'm sad? Do I feel healthy? Or does the data disagree? The line between medicine and surveillance disappears, and whoever controls that data controls something far more powerful than money. Health data will become more valuable than money. Your DNA, your predicted lifespan, your psychological vulnerabilities. Insurance companies will price your future around it. Employers will screen workers through it. Governments will know who is unstable before people know it themselves. The gap between rich and poor will stop being only financial. It will become biological. The wealthy will afford the best AI diagnostics, genetic optimization, life extension therapies. They will literally live longer. The poor will get cheaper automated systems with less oversight and less care. Health will become the new class divide. And for the first time in modern history, inequality will become biological. And perhaps the strangest part of everything that is coming, people will prefer it. An AI doctor never judges you, never sighs impatiently, never makes you feel embarrassed for asking a stupid question. It is infinitely patient, infinitely available, infinitely calm. Some people will feel more comfortable confessing their deepest fears to a machine than to another human being. Lonely patients will form emotional bonds with AI medical companions that monitor them around the clock, not because the AI cares, but because it is programmed to feel like it does. And for millions of people, that will be enough. The first generation trusted doctors. The next generation will trust algorithms. Children born in 2030 will grow up trusting algorithms with their health, their emotions, and their most vulnerable moments. They will not see this as strange. They will see human doctors, the way we see elevator operators, a profession that once felt essential, that quietly became obsolete, and that nobody particularly misses. But here is the truth. People refuse to accept. This is not a dystopian fantasy. Every single piece of technology described here either already exists or is in active development. AI diagnostic systems are deployed in hospitals today. Surgical robots are operating on real patients today. Health surveillance algorithms are tracking millions of people today. The question was never if. The question was always when. And the answer is sooner than anyone is comfortable admitting. Because the real question is not whether AI will replace doctors. The real question is what happens to humanity when the thing we trusted most to keep us alive is no longer human. And the most unsettling answer, we will probably be fine with it. That is what should terrify you.